Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Jasodanandana Brajajananandana Jasodanandana Brajajananandana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavana Dham Jaya Lalita Visakha Jaya Radhe Shyam Lalita Visakha Jaya Radhe Shyam Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Srila Gurudev Mitra Pivishta Jayang Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharyya Ashtatara Sata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय श्री द्वारका धाम की जय जय श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय जय श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय जय श्री कृष्ण भक्ति पदायिनी वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय जय श्री गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय जय श्री श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय जय जुग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय पतित पावन श्री श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल गोइज टू श्री गुरुवन गौरांग शिल प्रभुपाद की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraet nashtaprayesu avadresu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavatir uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I will like to offer my humble obeisances on this very auspicious evening of Srimad Bhagavad-gītā class in English. So before that, I would like to seek the blessings and mercy of all those who are present here or those who are watching online to bless me so that I can speak something about this verse which has been entitled to me. And whatever I have understood, whatever I have heard, whatever I have read, I'll try to explain. And if any mistakes or any shortcomings, kindly forgive me for this. So, as we know, we are in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. So the title of this chapter is the most confidential knowledge. So far Krishna has explained to Arjuna the confidential knowledge and then more confidential knowledge, and now he is going to describe the most confidential knowledge. So in this, all of you have heard yesterday was number 32. So today I am going to recite the text 33. Kindly repeat after me. Kim punar brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā bhaktā rājarṣayas tathā anityam asukham lokam imam prāpya bhajasva. Kim punar brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā bhaktā rājarṣayas tathā anityam asukham lokam imam prāpya bhajasva. Kim punar brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā bhaktā rājarṣayas tathā anityam asukham lokam imam prāpya bhajasva. Since time is less, so I will request all of us will once again recite together at a time. So kindly see the board and recite with me. Kim punar brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā. Together, एक साथ, मेरे साथ. Kim punar brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā bhaktā rājarṣayas tathā anityam asukham lokam imam prāpya bhajasva. So the word-to-word meaning, Kim, how much? Punaḥ, again. Brāhmaṇāḥ, brāhmaṇas. Puṇyāḥ, righteous. Bhaktāḥ, devotees. Rājarṣayah, saintly kings. Tathā, also. Anityam, temporary. Asukham, full of miseries. Lokam, planet. Imam, this. Prāpya, gaining. Bhajasva, be engaged in loving service. Imam, unto me. The translation and purport of this text by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki. So the translation is like this: how much more this is so of the righteous brāhmaṇas, the devotees and the saintly kings, therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Purport. In this material world, there are classifications of people, but after all, this world is not a happy place for anyone. How many of you believe in this statement? Prabhupada says very emphatically, this world is not a happy place for anyone. Anyone means not only any jiva, 84 lakh species. Nobody can be happy. In whatever way we try our best, nobody can be happy. So Prabhupada says in the beginning there is a classification of people. What does it mean? The varnasrama, 4 varnas and 4 asramas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra are the 4 varnas, and 4 asramas: brahmachari, grahastha, and banavastha, and sannyasi. So society is usually classified like this based on their karma and their guna, not based on their birth. So now then Prabhupada says, it is clearly stated here, anityam asukham lokam. This is very significant. We will explain in detail later on. So this world is temporary and full of miseries. Okay? So again Prabhupada is saying the same thing. He said no happy place, not a happy place. Now again he says misery. The same thing. Not habitable for any sane gentleman. You understand? Sane gentleman. Bhadra. Gentleman means those who are sober. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to tell in his lectures, so this material place is for Sudras and for the less intelligent people. It is not for the gentlemen. Those who are very disturbed in their life. They are like athātais, like they are always creating some problems. So those kind of people, they can stay here. Not for us, not for the devotees. Gentleman means, here sane gentleman means for devotees. And that is the meaning. So this world is declared by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be temporary and full of miseries. Many places in Bhagavad-gītā Krishna says dukkhalayam asasvatam. Here also Krishna says anityam asukham. Bhagavatam also many places. So many places. This material world is like a forest of enjoyment. We think, we plan, we try to enjoy to the best of our ability the senses. So many plans, this party, that party, isn't it? So many entertainment program. So that's why people 24 hours they are busy in earning money. Where is money? Where is money? So that they can enjoy more to the best of their ability. That's what Prabhupada says. Unless until one has the propensity for the lording it over the material nature is completely nullified, one can never go back to Godhead. And this verse is related to going back to Godhead. Anyway, we'll come to that later on. So who is declaring this? So Krishna himself. It's not an ordinary statement. So now, many times we hear this, but again we forget. Again we plan in our own way how to do, For some time you do bhakti, again that is like a up, down, like a wave. Not a steady one. So that is the problem. But what Krishna says in Bhagavatam, ahetuki apratihata. Bhakti should not be stopped. It should be steady. So steadiness comes by association of pure devotees, serving pure devotees. So that Krishna will tell later on. So some philosophers, especially the Māyāvādī philosophers, what is the concept of Māyāvādī? They said Krishna is also product of Maya, but he has temporarily assumed a form of a human or form of a living being. But again he will merge into the Maya. So this is the greatest misconception. Krishna never accepted. He came with the same body and he goes back with his same body. So this is the problem with Māyāvādī. That is why Māyāvādī, Krishna, aparadhi. They can never become devotees of Krishna. You should understand why. They also know philosophy. They know inside out of all the scriptures. Like we see the Sankarites, They know many slokas. But they don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They also think it is one of them. He is one of us. Soham. That means you are Krishna, I am also Krishna. So the problem with Māyāvādī is that Krishna, Jiva Eka Ishvara. Ishvara Gyan, Jiva Gyan, both are correct. But Jiva Eka Ishvara, that means God and Jiva are same. That is the problem with Māyāvādī. So they say that this world is false. Prabhupada writes very meticulously. You see many places in the introduction, he says this world is not false. It is temporary. It is real, but it is temporary. How? How you can say it is real? I will say no, it is false. So the argument, the acharyas, they say, so if anything which comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, like Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samannita janmadasya jataha. So there also Krishna says, Srimad Bhagavatam, first sloka. So everywhere Krishna says that everything emanates from me. If I am real, Krishna is real, how can this material world be unreal? So it is true, but it is temporary. And he will tell again. But we can understand from Bhagavad-gītā that this world is not false, it is temporary. Got my point? So like we are talking, we are doing our activities, how it can be false? False means something imaginary, which doesn't have an existence. They confuse actually abhyaktam, which is not seen, manifested form, the unmanifested form. They confused it as a false. That is the problem. Like Krishna's Leela, it is going on in Braj eternally. Visaya chadiya kabe suddha habe mana kabe amaheriva Sri Vrindavan. So when the material desire will come to zero in our heart, then we can practically visualize, like the Goswamis. They were just meditating and they are writing the scriptures one after the other. They are seeing and writing, seeing and writing. So if you read those scriptures, so we can also see through the Shastra Chakshu, not directly. But if somebody is fortunate, kono bhagyavan jeev, who can see the Leela even today. It is happening. Radha Kund, Jamuna, everywhere, Govardhan. So then Krishna says, so there is a difference, Prabhupada writes, there is a difference between temporary and false. False is different and temporary. Means it's real but temporary. We'll come to that later. This world is temporary, but there is another world which is eternal. The spiritual world is eternal, nitya, and this world is anitya. It has a beginning, it has an ending. So this world is miserable, but the other world is eternal and blissful. Once again, it is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge and full of bliss. So Arjuna was born in a saintly royal family. Any of you knows how Arjuna was born? Any idea how Arjuna was born? Is he the son of Pandu? No. The whose son? Indra. So when it happened? After marriage, Pandu allowed Kunti Devi to recite the mantra which she received from Durvasa Muni. So then all the demigods, first who came? Surya Dev. The Karna was, that was before marriage. And after marriage, Vayudev, first Jamaraj came, Yudhishthira Maharaj, then Vayudev, Bhim, and then third one is Indra Dev. So you see, the Kunti Maharani is Vasudev's sister. Okay, she is a Kshatriyani basically. So that means she is a royal family. So Arjuna was born and brought up from a very royal family from the beginning. That is what it means. To him also the Lord says, take to my devotional service and come quickly back to Godhead and back home. So Krishna is directly in this verse, Krishna is directly Arjuna, don't waste your time. And what is devotional service for Arjuna? To fight and kill all 64 crores soldiers. That is the devotional service, Krishna is telling. Such an ambiguous statement. But that is what the whole Gita was told for that, to convince Arjuna, this is your bhakti. Bhakti doesn't mean only doing arti or chanting Hare Krishna, no. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara juddhacha mayi arpita manobuddhim Māyāvādī samsayaḥ. If you just remember and fight for me, you are going to come back to me. Antakale cha māmevam smaran muktva kalevaram. So while at the time of death, if he remembers me, he will come back to me. So then he says, no one should remain in this temporary world. Prabhupada writes, full as it is with miseries. Many times we don't feel miseries. When we become sick, when the difficulties come, it is called like smasan vairaga. You know smasan vairaga? While some relatives die, we go to the fire funeral and we put the fire and we cry a little bit. We think, oh, my turn will also come. Again we come back and start our own business, isn't it? This is called smasan vairaga. Very confusing. Maya is so strong. Maya is like, it has totally covered our anityam shakti and prakyapatmika shakti. It's totally covered our consciousness. So everyone should attach himself to the bosom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead so that he can be eternally happy. What do you mean by attached? Means we should follow the instructions of Krishna. We should serve Krishna. We should work for Krishna. We should give jat karosi jadasnasi jadujesi. Jat tapasyasi karusya mane madarpanam. So Krishna telling Arjuna, do you give your karma to me? So like that. So then he says, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord is the only process by which all problems of all classes of men can be solved. We have many plans. When some problem comes, we try to go to the court, husband-wife case and litigation case, this, that. Even fighting between devotees, police comes. Do you think it can cause any solution? Formerly, people used to come to the temple in front of deities, they have to settle. Oh, these are the misunderstanding, this is your fault, you give this penalty, and now it is squared up. But nowadays, nobody believes. Oh, these are statues. They will not come to the temple. So, that is why Prabhupada writes, the devotional service is the only process by which all problems of all classes of men, any class can be solved. Everyone should therefore take to Krishna consciousness and make his life perfect. Om ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana salakaya chakshirunmilitam jena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha Sri Chaitanya manobhishtam sthapitam jena bhutale swayam rupaha kadamayam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Savanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhyavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Nama Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratasi Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangam Langhayati Girim Jatkapatama Vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram. Hare Krishna. I think I have started 10 minutes late, so I hope all of you please cooperate with me. So maybe it will be 7:10, so accordingly you can plan your next things. So now let us start. Like today we are discussing 9.33. So all of you have heard that this slok, this text, what it teaches us? It teaches us bhakti yoga. How from 26 to 34, the entire this section, Krishna is teaching bhakti yoga. The devotional service is the ultimate goal of life. And what are the benefits? That it is universal, it is like eternal, and it is very simple, very sublime, and it is like very potent. It has a lot of power. So now in this verse, Krishna is telling Arjuna, you should do direct bhakti, not indirect. Here Krishna is coming to the point. Tomorrow you are going to listen a very beautiful sloka, which is the essence of Srimad Bhagavad-gītā. What is that? Manmana bhava mad bhakta majjajimam namaskuru. That sloka will come tomorrow. So before that, so you all have heard yesterday, 32 verse. Some of you must be here. So what Krishna is telling? Mam jo vipasritya stepisu papajanaya Striya Sudras tathā Vaisyas Tebim Jantim Param Gatim. So Krishna already told, even the Papa Jonis, those who are low birth. Mam hi partha vipasita stepisam Papa Jonaya Striya Vaisyas tathā Sudras Tebim Jantim Param Gatim. So this sloka you have heard. So this today's verse is a continuation of this sloka. This 32 and 33, they are in one section. Okay, so Krishna is going to give a very important message that he is telling Arjun, if these sinful people who can get delivered by devotional service, Bepasrita means surrendering to me, why you can't do that? Just come up, Arjun, fight. This is your bhakti, and immediately you will go back to Godhead. That is what message Krishna is giving. So what do you mean by papajani? Yesterday you must have heard. Kirata hulinda pulinda pulaksa abhirasam sumbha yavanaha khasadayaha yannecha papa jagada yad apasargayaha sadhyanti tasmai prabhavisme namaha. So there are 8 words. You can see Papajani. Normally there was one time one lecture was going on by His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj. So some of the Matajis, they were very, what do you think? This 3 is Papajani. We are doing so much service in the temple. We are chanting Hare Krishna. We are making flower garlands. We are decorating the deities. How can we become Papajani? Maharaj said, sit down, calm down. I will tell you. Then Maharaj quoted this sloka. In the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th chapter, text number 18. This is told that by simply engaging, see, these are the grossly sinful people. Kirata, Hulinda, Pulindra, Pulaksa. These are like some South Indian people like Andhrites, Andhra. Kirata means these are all basically Yavanas and Medechas. They don't have any Vedic knowledge. Mongoloids are there, Chinese are there, and Muslims are there. They are called these very sinful people. So what Krishna he is telling, Yanne cha papa jad apasargayaha, means those who are grossly sinful, just by surrendering or taking shelter of a pure devotee of Krishna, they immediately become delivered. Just such a simple thing. That means to accept a spiritual master and follow his instruction. As simple as that. So Krishna is telling in this 32 slok verse that even the sinful souls can be delivered. Now today's verse he is telling, if they can be delivered, what to speak of qualified brāhmaṇas? Aaj ka slok dekha, 33. So 33. So you see, the first thing is kim punar. Kim punar, what to speak of? Brāhmaṇāḥ puṇyā. Brāhmana means those are high class brahmanis, very pious brahmans. They know all the Vedas, jajan, dan, patan, dan, pratigrahan, and they have all the 9 qualities. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 qualities is described, Sanak, Sujat. So whatever it is, they are highly qualified, they have a very high birth. And then puṇyā. Puṇyā means they have huge amount of pious activities. There are so many punyas, karma unmukhi punya, there may be bhakti unmukhi punya, there may be jnana unmukhi punya. So here it is talking about bhakti unmukhi. That means, suppose you serve a pure devotee, you help him in preaching, you give some food, give some money, do some service for him, do some work for him. These are all punya. So like many of us may not be pure devotee in this life, but since we are serving Srila Prabhupada, so gradually we are advancing. If you cannot complete, no problem. Krishna gives guarantee. In the next birth, what will happen? Suchinam simataam gehe jogavashta ho jayate. If you have incompleted, so next life you will get another chance in a very nice family. That is called brāhmaṇāḥ punya. Means those are highly pious family. You see many of our children who come to our temple, they are born in a very Vaishnava family. Parents are Vaishnavas. So the day one, they practice bhakti. They hear Hari Katha, they hear Kirtan, they take prasadam. So fortunate. So like that, then he says bhaktā. This is the second category, he said, devotees. And the third one is rājarṣayas. Rājarṣayas, Raja and Rusi. They are simultaneously king and they are sages. Who are the examples? Can you say anybody? Like Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Janak Maharaj. So many rājarṣayas are there. They are highly qualified. In Bhagavad-gītā 4th chapter, Krishna says, imaṁ rājarṣaya viduhu. So why this Bhagavad-gītā was told to the rājarṣayas, those who are saintly kings, like Ambarish Maharaj. He was the emperor of the entire world, but he was a very saintly man. So like that, he says, imaṁ rājarṣaya tathā. Then anityam asukham. This same word, anityam means it is temporary. Nitya means eternal. The opposite of nitya is anityam. That means it is temporary. And then asukham. Sukham means it is blissful. Asukham it is miserable. Very simple. Lokam, in this material world. Imam prāpya bhajasva. So, hey Arjun, you got the chance of human life, but unfortunately you are in a place which is anityam and asukham. So what you do is just do my bhajan. He says, bhajasva, just by doing my bhajan, you will come back to me. You will be free from this, all the miseries of this material world. So how? So he says, by bhakti yoga and by association of the devotees of Krishna. So these are the two ways how the Papa Jonis in the previous Pulinda, Kirata, Hulinda, all these things. So they got delivered. So then he is telling Arjun, why you are worried? You see, you are already qualified. You are born in a very pious family. You are full of transcendental qualities. In 16th chapter Krishna describes 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. Actual 26 qualities are different. That is Vaishnava Guna. But there he is still Devata, demigods. And 26 Vaishnava qualities are also there. First thing is they are paradukhe dukhi. They are very humble. So many 26 qualities, And Arjuna had all the 26 qualities. Then Krishna is telling, why are you doubting, Arjun? Why you are not fighting? Simply by doing my bhakti, if those rascals can be delivered, you are such a good background person and you are a rājarṣi. Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He was a king. Arjuna was also fighting. He defeated so many kings. So he was also a rājarṣi. He was not less than, and he was highly intelligent. I mean to say, he has all the scriptural knowledge. So Krishna is telling, don't think, don't have any doubt. Just do what I say. Just do bhakti and come back to me. So then, actually, Baldev Vidyabhushan, he gives his commentary on this text. He writes little different, almost similar, but he says, ultimately the bhakta is important. Without bhakti, nobody can enter the spiritual. No. That is not possible. So he says, the bhakta can be a brāhmaṇa, bhakta can be a puṇyavan, and bhakta can be a rājarṣayas. So there are three categories of devotees, he says. This is Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. So he says, so brāhmana or kshatriya, okay. Brāhmanas are the brāhmanas, and kshatriya, those who are rājarṣayas, they are either raja plus raja and ṛṣi, and simultaneously they may be from a pious background. So either are possible. So how they can become devotees? This by proper conduct, by training, like Prabhupada is giving us a training program. So we become devotees. Okay. So Krishna is giving assurance, certainly you will come to me. No doubt about it. So just worship me. Bhajasva, just worship me. So then Krishna is telling, this asukham means it is, the happiness is little bit. Ahar nidra bhaimatana, some happiness is there, but it is very, very limited, insignificant happiness. Otherwise, why people are enamored by that? And then the second thing is anityam. Anityam is those who are subject to destruction. The Lord's dham, like Vrindavan dham, Mayapur dham, Jagannath Puri, that never get destroyed. That is Chinmay dham. So then why to worship Krishna? Bhajasva, Krishna is telling, but question may come in our mind. One, Krishna is telling, you will come back to me and you will have eternal life. You will not get again subject to death, disease, old age, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Those problems you can avoid. And these three types of kleshas, adhyatmic, adhibhautik, adhidaivik, body and mind, and these other living entities and the demigods. So like that, you can escape from that and you will get a stable, eternal happiness. You remember our Krishna Kumar Prabhu, he announces, कभी ना समाप्त होने वाले आनंदमय जीवन को प्राप्त हो जाएंगे. सुनते हैं ना सुबह morning hours. So that means what? Eternal happiness, unadulterated happiness, which keeps on increasing. That is called unlimited happiness. None of us, maybe many of us doesn't have that experience. But those who have experience, jehi sanspasajab hoga, dukkha jano evate, adyantamanta konteya natesu ramete buddha. They say, those the buddhiman, the intelligent people never get enamored by this flickering happiness. So then Krishna says, if you worship me, how early I can come to you? Krishna says, quickly, very. And that previous sloka you have heard, na? Sasattam nigachanti, kipram bhavati dharmatma, sasattam nigachati, Kanteha pratijani namai bhakta pranashyati. Hey Arjun, you declare immediately, my bhakti is so powerful. Here the entire sloka is, there Krishna is trying to establish bhakti is so powerful, so powerful. So why we are wasting your time? So then let us see in Srimad Bhagavatam somewhere Lord Brahma in the 3rd canto, chapter 15 and 25th verse. So Lord Brahma says, Jaccha brajantya animisam rasabhan vritya dure yamahu ya hapari nas puṇyā silata bhratrur mitha suyasah kathayanyas vaiklavaspa kalaya pulaki Kritnagna. Why I am reading this? Because Brahmaji is giving a very shortcut method. You know what is that shortcut method? Normally we think bhakti means very tedious. No. Brahma says, just by hearing the glories of Krishna, if anybody has a transformation of his bodily hair, ashtasattik vikar, it happens. And one person start deeply breathing, perspiring, and perspiration, sweating. So if these 3 symptoms are there, that means he is a potential candidate to go back. Like Parikshit Maharaj. He said, tell more. He forgot eating, sleeping, everything, drinking. He even didn't waste a single second. 7 days, 7 nights going on, katha. Sukadeva Goswami. So then, even though somebody doesn't do any meditation, like chanting Hare Krishna, simply by hearing has so much power. Of course, Kali Yuga Harinam is the main thing, but even it has the Bhagavatam Katha hearing, if one attentively hear, it has the same effect as chanting, hearing the Harinam. It has the same effect. So don't neglect Bhagavatam class, or every day we should Prabhupada give in a standard protocol. At least 2 hours we should hear and read, 2 to 3 hours minimum. So even though somebody has not done any tapasya, he can just by hearing this Katha. Suyasaha kathayantasda. So, what are the examples? Chaturkumar. Lord Brahma gave birth to first Manasa-putra, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandana, Sanat Kumar. So those 4, immediately after birth, they were so much enamored, so much attracted to the Lord's lotus feet, especially the tulsi. They had that smell. So they immediately left Brahma, and Brahma is shouting, my dear son, stay back. You have to do any progeny, you have to fill up the universe. No. We are no business, we are going. Even today they are living in a small boys. So they were initially Brahmavadis, they were impersonalists. When they just by coming in contact with the tulsi leaf, they get so much of bhakti that they. So I'll just describe what these Chaturkumaras, what they describe as the spiritual planet. Just here, time is short, but I'll try because I had thought of describing this. Many of us, in Bhagavad-gītā, all of us know that, what is that sloka? Jadgatta na nivartante tathā paramam mama. What is the starting point? Na tad bhasayate surya na sasanka na pavakaha jadgatta na nivartante tathā paramam. So that we know. In Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna says there is no need of electricity there. All are self-illuminate. And everything is personal. Even table, chair, this thing has a consciousness there. That we know little bit. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see, very beautifully that has been described in 3rd canto, 15th chapter, verse number 14 to 22. Basanti jatra purusaha sarve vaikuntha murtayaha je nimitta nimittena dharmena andhaya harim. In the Vaikuntha planets, all the residents have similarly bodily feature as that of Narayana. They have 4 hands. And the only difference is the Kaustubha gem and the Srivastha mark. Otherwise, Narayana and all the inhabitants are same. They have also all the 4 ayudhas, Sankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So then, they all engage in devotional service of the Lord without desire for sense gratification. This is the problem. Unless one is completely free of sense gratificatory desires, one cannot enter the spiritual planet. No. This is our problem. We are grossly addicted. Jatra chadyaha pamam aste bhagavan sabdagochara sattam vistavya virajam swanam no mudayan brisaha. In the Vaikuntha planets, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original person, who can be understood through Vedic literature. So how to realize Krishna is by hearing the Vedic literature, like Brahma. Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adikave. So he is full of the uncontaminated mode of good. That is Suddha Sattva. Unless we are in the pure goodness, bhakti doesn't start. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nasvachati Nakankiti Samah Sarvesu Bhutesu Mad Bhaktim Lavate Param. The same thing in 14th chapter Krishna says, Maam jo abhyavicharena bhakti jogane sevate sagunan samatityaitan Brahma Bhuya. Same Brahma Bhuta platform. That means you should be above good, above goodness. Because goodness is sometimes mixed with passion and ignorance. So that stage one has to go. So he contributes religious progress to the devotees. Then the next verse, Sanak Sanatan, this Chaturkumaras, they say, Jatra nisreyam nama banam kama dughe drumaihi sarvatru strivhir vibhajat kaivalyam eva murtimat. So in those Vaikuntha planets, there are many forests. You see in the beautiful gardens, beautiful Nandan Kanan. It's called Nandan Kanan. In Swargalok also Nandan Kanan is there. In Odisha also we have a Nandan Kanan. But you will find animals. No, not for. And in those forests, the trees are desire trees. Kalpavuksha. Whatever you desire, any part of the year, it will give anything. Fruits from Rasgulla, Gulab Jamun, whatever you want. So, and in Vrindavan also. I heard one time, Maharaj was telling that just by sitting below a tree, if you want a lot of money, don't do that. But just Maharaj told that just by chanting Hare Krishna, you'll become crores of money will come. This is Vrindavan. But Radharani is very clever. Who does like this, he will never come to Vrindavan. This is the last time. Because he will get money, he will go abroad. So don't do that. But that is the desire tree. So all the seasons are present here. Especially every time is like Krishna was there. Every time was like a spring season. And all the trees are full of flowers and keep changing. Today one type of flower, another one. All very fragrant, sweet fruits. That is spiritually. At least by hearing this, we'll have a desire. Let us go there. We forget, na? So that is why these descriptions are there. Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual one they are personal. Everything is conscious. So anyway, this will take more time. I'll just read the translation. In the Vaikuntha planets, the inhabitants fly in their aeroplanes. They have their personal. Every person, like we have cars, na? They have. It is called. It works not by fuel. There is no need of fuel. By thinking. Oh, I want to go to New York. Just within Manoratha, it's a speed of mind. It goes. Can you imagine? So and there is no driver. The person who is sitting or standing, they have to just say or imagine, they have to desire. And it is described, they are accompanied by their wives and consorts and eternally sing the character of, they don't do anything else, they simply sing the glories of Krishna and activities of the Lord, which are always devoid of all inauspicious qualities. But here all are inauspicious. Material world. While singing the glories of the Lord, they deride even the presence of blossoming Madhavi flowers. They are so much absorbed. So many, like one time, Maharaj, it is described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We are in the ocean of material world and we are going by the boat and our spiritual master is here. So what we do is, oh, here is a feast, I'll go there. Here is a dance program, I'll go there. Like, so then there are so many trees are there. What spiritual master does is, he'll chop off those branches. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Chastising. So that is the job of a thankless job of a guru, a spiritual master. So that is the mood of a Vaishnavas in. So when the king of the V's, like in Vaishnava, in the Vaikuntha, many singers are there. Like it is described. So who are they? Pigeon, cuckoos, cranes, chakravakas, swan, parrot, patries, peacock. So many singers are there. But who is the worst singer? Bumblebee. Nobody that has no melody. But still, the etiquette is like somebody is singing, we should hear very attentively. We should not think, I am a better singer. No. That type of that envy is totally absent. That is what is described. When the king of bees, they hum in a very high pitch. So what they happen? All the other birds, they stop their own singing. They very attentively hear. Actually, their singing is not ordinary. He is also telling Hare Krishna, glorifying the Lord. Any bird, Krishna can understand any bird's language. Then it is described that although flowering plants like Mandara, Kunda, Kuravaka, Utpala, Champaka, Arna, Punanga, Nagakesara, Bakula, Lily, Parijata, so many fragrant flowers. Can you imagine so many? Here we don't see. Now everything is gone nowadays. So they are all conscious of the austerities performed by Tulsi. So everybody is respecting whom? Tulsi Maharani. Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo. We sing daily. So if Tulsi Maharani is there, everybody will just pay obeisances. They will just, all other flowers, all other fruits, they respect. Because everybody is a person. It is. Are you getting me? Yeah. So, and then what they do is, they take the tulsi leaf and they garland Lord Narayana. So very beautiful description in there. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha travel in their aeroplanes made up of lapis lazuli. You have not any idea lapis lazuli? It is a very costly, it is like a emerald, gold, platinum, the very costly, what do you call it? Sea extracts. Moti manikya. So although crowded by their concerts, who have large hips and beautiful smiling faces, they cannot be stimulated by passion by their merit and beautiful charms. So that means they are never attracted to the beauty of their concerts, because both husband and wife are absorbed in service of Krishna. But what with us is just opposite. We are always enamored. So now, then he says, the ladies of Vaikuntha planets are as beautiful as the goddess of fortune. Almost like Lakshmi. So beautiful, bodily features. Such transcendental beautiful ladies, their hands playing with the lotus. They swing the lotus flowers. And their legs, bangles tinkling, are sometimes seen sweeping the marble wall. So, that it is described, na? Satasambhra, Lakshmi, what they are doing? They are sweeping the Vrindavan Dham. We don't see, but if you go to Belban, you can see how Lakshmi ji is doing tapasya. So, then which are bedecked with intervals of golden borders. So this is the to receive the grace of the Lord. The goddess of fortune worship the Lord in their own gardens by offering tulsi leaves, coral paved banks, transcendental reservoirs. So there are like big ponds are there. So Krishna is sitting and Lakshmi ji, she is taking tulsi garland and putting the garland on. This is how it has been described. Beautiful description. So then they can, while offering worship to the Lord, they can see on the water the reflection of their beautiful faces with a raised nose. The person who has a raised nose is considered beautiful. So those Lakshmis, they can see the reflection in the water. And it appears that they have become more beautiful because the Lord's kissing their faces. So many descriptions are there. So then he says, it is very much regrettable that unfortunately people do not discuss these descriptions of Vaikuntha. We only are interested in Gramya Katha. What is the Hindu-Muslim riots? Now even devotees, they see mobile phone. What is the news? How many people died in Kashmir? What is happening in Bangladesh, Pakistan? How many are reading this? Even I read after a long period. So these topics are unworthy. That is what Krishna is telling. If you do this, you can never come back to me. Right? So like that, let us see. So this is how this has been described. So also in 8:21, Krishna says, Abhyakta akshara ityaktas tam ahu paramam gatim. So Vedantists, they describe the spiritual world, they are infallible. There is no destruction of spiritual world. And unmanifest, because we cannot see with our naked eyes. So there, but once somebody goes there, he will never come back. So let us see who are the brāhmaṇas. It says, brāhmaṇas, puṇyā, bhaktā, rājarṣayas. Let us see 4 examples. Can you remember any brāhmaṇas who went to spiritual world with the same body, like Durvasa Muni? While he was chased by the Sudarshan Chakra, he was so mystic power, he just entered directly to the Narayana, Vishnu. And also, who else? And Bhrigu Muni, you are right. Bhrigu Muni, while he was testing, who is the best? Brahma, Vishnu and Shivji. So first went to Brahmaji, he was mentally angry. Shivji started chasing him to kill him. Then he directly went and kicked on the chest of Vishnu. But Vishnu was very kind. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice you have come. So then he reduced the third eye on his leg, which is very ahankar. So then yanking Brahmanis, the Brahmins, it happened near our Māyāvādī Mandi. There is an Bhatru, the Bhatr. So there, Bhat means rice they offer. So there also the jagging Brahmanis, they came and fed Krishna with the beautiful items. And then our great Brahmana, Ajamila, in 6th canto, he was a great Brahmana. He fell down with a prostitute. Then again he became devotee, and then that is what? Is a cultivation. So then, who are punyavan? Punyavan, in that Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samatma. So who is a Mahatma? Who is Jnanavan? It takes many births. All of us who are chanting Hare Krishna, don't think we have, many times we have practiced bhakti. That's why we are able to do this. Okay? Then the cowherd boys, Prabhupada says, Krita punya punjat. So many vast, they can climb on Krishna, they can put their hand on Krishna, they can beat Krishna, they can defeat Krishna. Oh, ami tumi, some. There is no difference between you and us. So don't talk like that. Let Krishna sit. So then, in Bhagavad-gītā, another very famous sloka, text comes in 7:16. What is that? Chaturvidha bhajate imam jananam punya karmana. So here also punya word comes. So who are they? Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu or Jnani. Artha means Gajendra Maharaj. He was in distress. He prayed. Oh, he was Indradumna in previous life. He asked, oh my Krishna, I am in distress. So immediately Krishna came in Garuda and he killed the Huhu and crocodile. So Maharaj has come. So I will conclude in 1 minute. So then Jigyasa means the sages of Naimisaranya. They were also inquiring from Sutta Goswami. And the last is the Jnanis, who are the best. Who are the Jnanis? The Chatur Kumaras and the Sukadeva Goswami. So like that, we see many rājarṣayas are there. So I'll just enumerate the names. Like we see, one I told already, Ambarish Maharaj, Janak Maharaj. Janak Maharaj ruled the entire year. Then he became perfect. Then Parikshit Maharaj, by simply hearing, he was also rājarṣaya. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was also rājarṣaya. So like that, many, the best example giving Srimad Bhagavatam is Katwanga Maharaj. He was fighting for the demigods, so many, he was like anything. And they wanted to give him a boon. But then he said, please tell me how much life is left. So they said only few moments. Then immediately he came back and started doing Tibra Bhakti, Tibrena Bhakti Jogena. He was just hearing, chanting that we do. So then he perfected. So there are many other examples. So anyway, so in today's verse, Krishna is telling, oh Arjun, since these Papa Jonis can be delivered, so don't doubt. Just do devotional service to me, and without doubt you will come back to me. So that is the essence of today's verse. So few things are left. Actually, we started a little late. That's why I took a little more time. So with this, we'll conclude. So Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.